Alrighty, if you think Kimberley is still an affordable mountain town where anyone with a decent income can buy a house, you need to stop and watch this. Yes, Kimberley is cheaper than Fernie, and yes, it still feels more attainable, but buyers are getting shut down by lenders here every single month. Not because homes are expensive, but because income expectations just doesn't match reality. Today, I'm going to break down how much home you can actually afford in Kimberley, British Columbia, based on your salary, and how to avoid buying into the lifestyle without being approved for it. It's often the town people want emotionally, but don't always run the math on properly. This video isn't about hype, it's about what the bank will actually approve right now. Kimberley actually sits in a very unique position. It's a former mining town turned lifestyle community with a ski hill, historic downtown, strong recreational appeal, and that combination attracts retirees, lifestyle buyers, Alberta and BC relocators. And while prices are lower than Fernie, inventory is limited and competition for good homes is real. Now, what hasn't changed? Banks are still conservative and they don't lend based on charm. They lend based on income. So before we look at the numbers, here are the assumptions I'm going to be using. Interest rates assumptions, approximately 7%. Amortization, about 25, well, we're going to go off of 25 years. Owner-occupied mortgage. Housing cost guideline is approximately 32% of gross income. Total debt guideline, approximately 40% of gross income. These are lender guidelines, not mine, and they're not promises. Always confirm your personal situation with a licensed mortgage professional. So here's the mistake I see Kimberley buyers make all the time. They assume that because Kimberley is cheaper than Fernie, approval is almost automatic. Well, I guess what? It's not. Here's the rule of thumb that works well in today's market. Your mortgage is approximately household income times 3.5%. Another way to think about it would be for every $1,000 in monthly mortgage payment, you're going to need to make $4,000 in annual household income. So, very roughly here, $80,000 of household income is going to get you about $280,000 in mortgage. $100,000 in income, $350,000 in mortgage. $130,000 in income, $455,000 in mortgage. This one rule alone should stop buyers from overshooting. So now let's apply this to realistic Kimberley pricing tiers. So $300,000 mortgage, you're going to need to make $85,000 to $90,000. You'll be looking at older condos or entry-level homes. Very limited supply. You better be ready if you see something and you got to jump on it. A $450,000 mortgage, income needed $125,000 to $135,000. Typical single-family homes, most competitive market segment. You better be ready again. You just got to jump. Now for a $600,000 mortgage, income needed $165,000 to $175,000. You'll be able to look at newer builds, ski-adjacent areas, and premium lots. $750,000 plus mortgage. Your income needed is going to be $210,000 plus. You'll be able to look at some top-end Kimberley homes, lifestyle. This is for the lifestyle-driven buyers. Kimberley still offers value, but not without income alignment. So here's the truth. Most buyers don't want to hear how Kimberley feels affordable, but lifestyle towns punish the buyers who ignore the math. So here's a bit of a strategy for you. Just because the bank approves you for the maximum amount doesn't mean that you should use it. A smarter approach is going to be keep your housing costs around 28% of gross income, maintain 3 to 6 months of cash in reserve, budget for property taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, seasonal and recreational costs. Kimberley ownership often includes lifestyle spending. Yes, you're living in a great place and you're going to want to enjoy some of those great things, and you need to have room for that. So let's say that your household earns $100,000 a year. A conservative housing budget would land around $2,200 to $2,400 per month total. Now that typically supports a $375,000 to $425,000 purchase, depending on how big your down payment is. And this is why buyers touring $650,000 to $1 million homes on $100,000 incomes just ain't gonna work. So here's a quick little reality check. At the top end of Kimberley's market, an $800,000 home with 20% down, this is what it actually means. So 20% of $800,000 is $160,000 in down payment, cash. Then your mortgage is going to be $640,000 for your mortgage, and that is going to require household income of $215,000 to $230,000. These homes are typically purchased by dual income professionals, retirees with equity, buyers selling higher price markets, not necessarily your entry-level buyers. Unless, of course, there's going to be a gift from mom and dad. So here's something that Kimberley buyers should also consider. Tourism influenced pricing. Seasonal demand swings, fewer resale options in Cranbrook, strong appeal to retirees and lifestyle buyers. This makes Kimberley ideal for long-term owners, lifestyle-first buyers, and buyers with income stability. Less ideal for short-term or speculative purchases. So here's a quick recap. Kimberley is more affordable than Fernie, absolutely, but it still is not cheap. Banks, they approve on income, not on lifestyle and not on views of the ski hill. A simple rule is income times 3.5. Remember, take your income, your yearly income, household income, times it by 3.5, and that's going to give you a rough estimate of where you can be. Most Kimberley homes fit in that $125,000 to $175,000 income range. Conservative buying protects lifestyle, flexibility, and that's the real Kimberley affordability picture. If you're thinking about buying in Kimberley, the smartest first step isn't touring homes. It's understanding what you're actually approved for. If you want help, give me a shout. We can look at comparing Kimberley versus Fernie versus Cranbrook, choosing the right neighborhood for you and your family, building a realistic buyer strategy. So reach out, drop a comment, give me a shout, drop me a text, I'm good. And make sure that you're subscribed. Hit that button. Because next I'm going to break down other towns that you might be of interest in and hopefully give you a better balance and possibly lifestyle and affordability. Buying smart starts with the numbers, and of course it starts with a good plan. Have a great day.